Thank you for joining me, Krista, with Imagine That Scrapbooks and Gifts for our ITTV Presents Try It Out Thursdays, week number 24. Alright, before I get started on what we're doing this week, I'm going to pick our random name selector for our winner of last week's ITTV. And our winner of week number 23 is Miss Sharon Block Harris. If you'll please email us at imaginethatscrapbooks@yahoo.com. We'll make sure we get our prize out to you. Now this week we will be doing something a little bit different. We will not be making a card. Instead we're going to be making some fun candy boxes. I actually had a request on Facebook, a photo that I had posted as to do a tutorial on it, so I opted to do it for this week's ITTV. So let's get started on that, but before we do that, if you would like to be a winner on this week's ITTV, make sure you leave a comment on this week's video either on YouTube or on Facebook, and please also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Alright, let's go get started on making some candy boxes. Okay, so for today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of making a card in time for the upcoming holiday of Halloween, we are going to make these really cute little treat boxes. These are using the Candy Box Punch Board by We Are Memory Keepers. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make these cute little treat boxes or candy boxes. So what we're going to do is you're going to start out with a piece of paper 7 inches by any length that you want between 4 and 12. So they can be 4 1/2, 4 1/4, it could be 12, it could be 11 3/4, it can be whatever you want as long as it's 7 inches wide by 4 to 12. And of course, if you ever forget on how to do these, the great thing about the We Are Memory Keepers punch board is it gives you all of the directions right here. This is a cute little compact tool. It uses a bone folder, which they store underneath, which is a great feature for somebody like me that can never seem to find their bone folders. So we're going to get started making this treat box. It's super simple. You're going to line up your longer side this way. So because I did this as 6 by 7, I was, of course, very easy to see which way it goes. So this is my 7 inches here. So if you have 7 by 12, your 7 inches always goes along this direction. And then your 4 to 12 inches goes this direction. So what you're going to do is you're going to line it up with that line right there, and then you're going to punch it. Then it makes this perfect little triangle, and you're going to butt it over here to the edge, and you're going to punch it. You're going to keep doing that all the way through. But now that you can see here I have a full diamond, I'm going to score my paper. Okay? I'm going to move it down. And you can punch and then score, or score then punch, whatever works best for you. Sometimes I tend to score first. It just kind of depends on the way I'm going. See, I already punched it and I was trying to punch it again. Now, if you do something longer than the 6 inches, then what you would do is flip it over, and we're still going to do the punching, but we're not going to have to do the scoring this time since it goes all the way down to the bottom. So we're going to punch, but now we're going to line up the score line with this little knob and punch. Now, if this was longer, say it was 8 inches or even 12 inches, then you would just score again, and since this is 6 inches long, if you had a 12-inch paper, you would have already scored the first 6 inches and then scored the second 6 inches. But since ours is only 6 inches, we only have to score it that one time. Okay, we're going to finish doing this. So every time you do this, it will always look like this, just depending on how long it is. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the little candy corner of it. So we're going to put it over here. We have 2 little triangles here. So your diamond is going to fit in it just like such. And then we're going to punch. And it gives it that little notch to where it looks like a little candy wrapper. Okay. And then I always do that little edge too. Okay, so we're going to flip it over and do the same thing. And these are great for baby showers, birthday parties, Halloween, Christmas, party favors for an anniversary, just about anything. So we're going to move that off to the side. Now what we're going to do Oh, I forgot to score that last piece. See, and if you forget to do that, very easy, just put it back on there. This is the lip where we're gonna glue it. Okay, so now I have all my score lines, and we're gonna work off of the purple side since that's gonna be easier for us to see in the video than my really busy pattern. So all I've done is pushed all my creases to make them a nice, crisp edge. Now this next part, there are a couple different ways you can do it. Some people like to line it up like this and glue it. I find it a little bit easier to lay it flat and glue it flat. That way I make sure I get a nice tack. So what we're gonna use here is a just rippable adhesive. This could be any two-sided adhesive like red line tape or Score It. We're just gonna place it down. I got it a little too long, so we'll just tear it off. Pull off the backing. And then I'm just gonna lay it flat. Okay, so now I have a shape like this. Now what I do is I pinch mine in like this. And then we're gonna take some twine. Now you can zot these together if you want them just to stay like that, or you can just leave them alone. You can do ribbon, you can do whatever you want. But I'm gonna do some floss, and we're gonna see how this is gonna work, because normally I hold it steady in my lap, but since we're doing a video, we're gonna see if I can do it up here. Woohoo! Looks like we're gonna be able to. Hopefully I didn't speak too soon. Okay, now we're gonna tie a little bow. We're just gonna tie it like you would a shoelace. Okay? And then we're gonna stuff the other side with some fun treats. So I just have some candies, and you can pretty much stuff this with anything you can think of. And let's do a Smartie, because everybody loves the Smarties. Okay. Now we're going to fold in this side as well. Oh, but I want my bow over here so it matches. Cut off some more twine. And if you're doing a lot of dimension or stamping, I would recommend that you actually do your stamping and stuff before you build it, because it is really hard to stamp on something this dimensional. But we're just gonna add some cute little embellishments. I'm gonna trim these off. So now you have your little candy box. So I'm gonna add this little mummy. So we're just gonna glue him on right there. So I'm gonna run an adhesive just right down him. Place them on there. And we have that cute little treat box. This one here I used with the same pattern paper but the reverse side, and built my scene the opposite direction and did some dimension. But how cute would that be for a birthday party or Halloween? You would definitely be the talk of the neighborhood if you gave everybody treats like this. They are so simple and easy to make. So I hope you guys have fun and enjoy making candy boxes.